me down. It was great. So they can't hear me now. Alright. Well, I guess we're gonna be here. Hello. Fred Athens, welcome to the final match of the day. Sorry, I just didn't really get a countdown or anything, so I'm here. We're doing this. We're starting it out. So we got CMFP versus MiiWii. We got some pretty close PB times coming in, so this should be good. I got my averages out here. The head-to-head still hasn't converted quite yet, so I guess I'll have to go find the stuff my own. So just give me a second. Where are those averages? I can go find the averages. There they are. Okay. CMFP at 59.04 average. And got who I'm watching, MiiWii with the 59.49. Okay. Not bad averages compared. Okay, now the head page is updated, so that'll be helpful. And now I can keep this in full screen. That'll be good. So now I got the head-to-head, and this can make things a lot easier to read. I mean, they're all on the pages, but this makes things so much easier to read. And so far we got, like, I'd say that the early game, I mean, overall the trick consistency is pretty good along the board. But in terms of times, in terms of averages as well, it looks like the early game does lean towards CMFP, but MiiWii could find the opportunities in the late game at Snow, Seaside, and Lunch, and he's actually been able to secure more consistent kingdoms out that area. That should be really nice. We got the slight lead for CMFP though, going into this first move, but that is quickly diminished as that spin turret does not want to capture the chain jump. So we're gonna be at a basic tie collecting this first move. As for the DSS, neither player here going to go for it. Given these stats, and chest clip not going to be going for it either. So this will be a pretty old-fashioned cascade on both ends. Okay, looking good so far. A little bit of troubled movement on CMFP's side, so MiiWii is going to pull slightly ahead, but nothing to really take a T-Rex tail at. Oh, and I was looking at some of bests, not league averages. So, their averages is actually a 103.03 to a 101.24. Yet again, I keep seeing MiiWii having a best. Keep saying that MiiWii average is much higher than he is. I think I said this last time that I commentated on a MiiWii race as well. That he's like, oh. Yeah, he's got that sub-hour, but he doesn't. He doesn't have that sub-hour. was saying in chat. Yeah, the stats are really cool. I was commenting earlier that looks like we actually are getting some info on like securing playoff spots or not. The math on that is really complicated, they said, so they're still trying to work out the kinks of it. But I guess they still, even with all the kinks, they do know that the top 3 currently have secured playoff spots, and I think that's kind of useful info. And so, that's cool to see. But maybe, you know, as we get closer to playoffs, you know, we've still got this game and then 2 weeks after that until playoffs. We'll be looking into who's going to be able to get into that top 8. And both these players looking to break into it. CMFP especially is looking to crack into that top 8, potentially to break through Anto's lead right now that he has on 8th place. He's actually currently got an 82-point lead over Tile Tech on those standings, who is the next person contending for 8th spot. CMFP at 10 at 10th place, and he's at 266 to Anto Gaming's 385. So this game alone isn't going to be enough, but it'll bring him certainly a good amount of the way. Simply just a win will bring him about halfway there. I'm not even taking into account the differences that could happen. So MiiWii could play a spoiler here, and that's what I like to look into as well. At this point, I don't know if MiiWii can or cannot reach, but if he cannot, he is at this point playing spoiler, and that is totally a respectable thing to do. You know, if at any point someone this far down ends up winning it, you got a huge deal there. You can definitely make some waves throughout the league. But anyway, out of the town of Sand, we're gonna be heading over to the ground pound moon, the hardest one to find, but both of them are able to find on the first ground pound. And yeah, we'll be talking back into this as we are moving towards Sandram. I'm looking into those stats actually. Sandram. Yeah, so Sandram is looking certainly a lot more consistent for CMFP, and we're going to see that as CMFP is going to be able to successfully get it, but MiiWii is forced to be using the ice climb, and so that's going to allow for CMFP to work into a single pill, while MiiWii is going to have to see what he can do. I mean, he's got the bullet bill over there, so he's going to be able to use that. I don't know if that counts as being a single bill or not. I don't believe it does. Anyway, and now into reverse Jesse. I always love the latter half of Sand. This is when the movement really starts to turn on, and then they gotta keep moving. Oh, CMFP missing that first ground pound, but secures it fairly well, and now going to be moving on to the single spin throw. Easily done. MiiWii, unfortunately, not going to be able to get the single Single spin throw, just missing one of the notes, and that completely messed up the entire flow of it. And we'll see what we're coming out of Sand Kingdom with. It shouldn't be a too large lead given what I've seen here just visually. But this is kind of what I do at this point. I don't bother looking to find the actual splits on my own because I got a stats sheet to do it for me. And so yeah, we do see that 6.4 second lead coming out of CMFP out of Sand Kingdom. So that isn't actually, that's also about a 9-second lead. Or 9-second swing, excuse me, 9-second swing that happened there because it actually ended with MiiWii 2 seconds ahead out of Cascade. Oh, and CMFP having a bit of trouble with the zipper. Maybe that will forebode something for this late clip. However, it is not going to do so. Nice and smooth there. And MiiWii looks just about the same. I didn't pay enough attention to see if there were any small fails or between there or any fake clips that they noticed that they avoided. But neither player gonna bonk or anything or bathtub, so we're fine. Okay, finishing out Lake Kingdom. I'm gonna work into what I think we've got some solid splits going on right now so far on both ends heading into the lake. I'll just give you some info on just where we got. That Lake Kingdom actually, CMFP is currently 5 seconds ahead of their PB. Just by the by. And it actually is going to be a bit of a lead shrink as well. CMFP dropping 2 seconds there, now down to a 4-second lead. As we're heading into the beginning of Wooded Kingdom here, and then a clip is approaching. Looking into that, we got a very good consistency for CMFP for it. But once we get out of bounds, it actually looks like MiiWii is more consistent with the out of bounds movement. So what it actually in itself is kind of like wavering back and forth in terms of good trick consistency. But we'll see ultimately how it works out right now. MiiWii gonna go for the MiiWii going for it is getting. Oh, is unfortunately not able to get through. And his perfect track record of the nut clip is going to be broken as he has to go through to the intermediate route. While MiiWii is gonna. What? Oh my god! So MiiWii was able to get the nut clip and then clip back into inbounds. So he's going to also be converted over to the intermediate route. That is ridiculous. While MiiWii actually could have had a good lead there, he could have kept it going by being able to use the superior routing, but MiiWii actually going to have to pull a little bit of pull from behind, and now it got little movement changes that is switching the lead up like 3 times now just in this one kingdom. This is ridiculous how many movement flaws have just happened. We had a bonk from CMFP that put MiiWii in the lead, but then we had a little movement mess up that put MiiWii in the lead, and now we just got a little bit of now the frame jump on the poison, now putting MiiWii potentially in the lead again. And this is just little movement things that we are at this point fractions of a second ahead right now. And there it is. Yeah, see, MiiWii is now currently ahead according to the sync, as they are both going to be using this cutscene yet again. We are on the intermediate route, so this cutscene is part of it, but we're still going to be doing Spiritless. Ooh, MiiWii gonna mess up a little bit on Fly Road Skip. Same with CFP. Both of them no longer practiced from doing it from this angle, so it's gonna trip them up a little bit. But they are able to both get over there. MiiWii first there, though, and is gonna be able to get this nut first as he heads into the tower. And CFP following closely behind. But this Wooded Kingdom has caused all sorts of trouble for both players. What could have been a massive lead for MiiWii is now only a small one, but it's still a good one to have. It'll ultimately be good to see whether or not MiiWii is able to maintain this going into the sewers. And CMFP not having the best vector there, and so it's going to come up a little short and have to cap jump over to the mainland. But we'll be just fine as we head into these sewers now. And the reason why I brought this to attention is just because the sewers is another trouble spot for some people with tricks. And we are actually going to be seeing a successful sewers from MiiWii, getting a well done one, and CMFP coming over here as well. And that's going to be good for MiiWii, finishing out Wooded Kingdom and keeping that lead. And we'll be seeing that split very shortly so we can know how big of a swing this really was. And I want to point out, as I say it, that this actually could have been even larger. I mean, we'll give credit where credit is due. MiiWii is going to be able to maintain it. Honestly, if we're considering doing the intermediate route, yes, going out of bounds and then clipping back inbounds is faster than having to be out of bounds and then walking around to where it was. But that was not what was intended by MiiWii, of course. Okay, starting up Cloud Kingdom, as I am waiting for the stats to be gathered for that split. So we'll just watch movement here for a little bit. Well done, MiiWii gonna be grabbing that hint art, no problem. And CMFP opting to not go for it. So if all goes well in Metro, this should allow MiiWii to extend it further. Okay, lead is going to be maintained through Cloud Kingdom into Lost, as both players have a very standard Cloud Kingdom. But Lost has been a trouble spot for pretty much everybody. It's given problems on both ends, and it always is going to have its inconsistencies. But here we go. MiiWii going to be able to get the ball off the cap. CMFP with the up throw to save a little bit of time here. But not quite enough just yet. As okay, we still don't have updated splits on how much ahead MiiWii is currently, but he's got a very decent lead right now. Certainly within 5 seconds, though, I would think. Okay, it is within 5 seconds. I'd put it at around 3 seconds based on these moon grabs. 3 to 4. Okay. No reverse torpedo coming out from me, and he is actually unfortunately gonna be taking the damage, so that is gonna allow a little bit of catch up right now, shrinking this lead now to only a couple seconds. Thanks to the health regain and the reverse torpedo easily coming out from CMFP. Cage triple actually going to be failed though, and the torpedo is not going to blow up the cage. So now we're looking at a stone cage from CMFP, but he is not climbing up here well, as MiiWii is just flying away, taking over Deathless, and is out of the kingdom already, while CMFP is still working on the stone cage, now going to be able to go underneath the bridge and get that moon and work out on Deathless. So it has extended once again, where it was shrinking for a little bit, and it got halved down to like 4 seconds, but now down to like, it went from 4 seconds to 2 seconds, but now we're looking at a very large lead as we go into Metro. As a relatively large lead now. This might be the largest lead we've had so far in this race. Am I too loud? Or is it the game? It's a good thing to specify, actually. Am I the one who's too loud, or is it the game? Because I like being hyper, I like... Okay. Thank you. I like being hyper. We've got some good lead changes going on both ends, and it's fun to see MiiWii in the lead out of into Metro. This is not something that we've seen very often. CMFP actually having some more trouble. He was not able to get the climb up on this first building right away. So that did allow for this lead to continue to grow for MiiWii as he's now climbing up Town Hall. entering Mecha Wiggler now. Okay, starting out for this second cycle is very important to maintain this lead with a good second cycle. And no problem, MiiWii gonna be able to two-cycle Wiggler. I'm looking at every little thing because I really do hope for MiiWii that he's able to maintain a lead. Sometimes you gotta root for the underdog. And not necessarily saying I have a bias, because CMFP is a very good player. I want him to be able to get closer to that 8th place spot, which this win would definitely allow him to do. But someone playing spoiler does make things interesting. It certainly does. So both outcomes, actually, in my opinion, would be very interesting. MiiWii coming out with that dram. Let's see how those stats are catching up at this point. Okay, they're slowly catching up to present day. We actually do see that out of Lost Kingdom split. Oh, so we are fully caught up at this point. Yeah, out of Lost Kingdom split, MiiWii was at an 18.5-second lead there. So that's very significant, as CMFP is actually going to fail the drive-by. And this lead is gonna continue to grow. Maybe gonna mess up a little bit on the movement as he's working towards as he's working through this moon inside the girder. I don't know the exact name of it. I haven't played in English in so long. But and CMFP's cab cycles are out of whack completely because of missing that drive-by. Oh, he's gonna have a little bit of trouble with movement as well. And now we're just gonna be looking into bullet building next, and that is really where the next spot that CMFP might have a good opening. One thing that MiiWii has not been able to have, and really in this league, is consistency. So it's really important that he's able to get through these sections that could actually trip up someone like MiiWii. And he is going to be able to get through with the up throw and finishing out. That was a textbook bullet building right there. And meanwhile, CMFP gonna be hit by the bullet bill on the way up on these poles, and he's on a full Mario meltdown at this point. He is not finding his cycles that he needs. He's going to be able to jump back across for this dumpster moon, but he's not going to be able to really find a good cycle with these bullet bills. I don't know what he's going to do. It's probably just going to be looking into a cap vault. Yeah, cap vault is going to be used as he climbs up there. But this lead now continues to grow. We are at 20 to 30 second ranges at this point. It is a large lead for MiiWii right now. Okay, entering now People's Room for MiiWii as CMFP is still climbing to the top of this building, top of the spire. And we actually will see it grow as well just now, because CMFP does have to get this hint card, just by the way. So that is another spot that now is coming to fruition as MiiWii has been able to maintain this lead. So being able to get the Cloud Hint Art is gonna add to that lead on its own, even if the movement wasn't great up to this point. And honestly, MiiWii is gonna be able to pull out better movement than CMFP right now, allowing for this significant lead that we have here as we are going to be heading into the snow and seaside kingdoms. And this is turning into all sorts of crazy. I'm actually very curious. While they work out their beginning sections here, got another sneeze coming on. Excuse me for a second here. You didn't hear the first one or the second one? That's a good commentator right there. Anyway, but, I mean, you wouldn't be hearing me even talking about it if I wasn't soloing. Anyway, what I'm kind of curious about as they are starting this out is, has MiiWii actually ever had a lead this far in? Because currently he's at a winless, but has he ever had a lead this far in? That's one I want to know. And week 8 didn't have that. Week 7 didn't have that. Week 6 didn't have that. Although it was kind of weird and wavering, but wasn't really a lead. Like as a lead as definitive as this right now. Week 5. It was definitively swung on the other side. 4. Nope, not as significant. 3. Nope. 1 here. Nope. And week 2. No. So yeah, this is the largest lead that he's ever had this far in. So that is great to see. We're currently at a 33-second lead out of Day Metro. And right now we've been maintaining this. I wasn't really expecting the lead change to happen in this early part of Snow Kingdom, so that's why I felt safe going through all those stats. Oh, and maybe going to miss the triple jump or vault there that he was looking for. But it's fine. Managing to survive and finish out the Goomba room, as he will be heading to the store to get that final moon and then work on to Snow Tram. How are y'all feeling now as we got MiiWii currently going to be heading out of Snow Kingdom with the largest lead that I've ever seen him have, and that according to the stats he's ever had. And he's going to secure it as well coming out of Snow Kingdom. Like, I'm feeling great. This is so cool to see. I'm sorry, CMFP, but you know, it's gotta feel good right now for MiiWii. I don't know if he is aware of his lead, given this was pre-recorded, so he might not have been in the moment knowing whether or not he was in the lead at the time, but if I had known, I certainly would have been feeling much better about myself, about chances, maybe being able to break that losing streak that I've been working on so far throughout this entire league. And you know, it's important that in a league to show that even though you are at this point the only player without a sub hour, you can still pull something out. So it's important to be, you know, I feel that, you know, you got this league and then people are like questioning, what's MiiWii doing here? Why can't, you know, he's not stepping up, but he can. But if he's able to pull out a win, it will show that he does have some taste for being here. And now, as we're working through the beginnings of Seaside, we will see here. I do actually have these splits outside as they got out of snow, and it did shrink a little bit, but this relative 30-second lead that MiiWii has been maintained. As we do actually see some similar movement mess-ups from both ends. I believe CMFP and MiiWii bonked on the way up to that. Get the name of that enemy right now for some reason. Anyway, but you know, into that little alcove cave thing. There. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Good to see we got some activity going down there, as we are looking at currently what could be the starts of some upsets. And what's going to be a huge difference here as well that we're actually going to see in chat, actually going to see in this luncheon now coming in now, is going to be a spiritless luncheon from CMFP, while MiiWii is going to be maintaining the traditional route of keeping Spirit in there. And so while that is going to be a 5 to 10 second difference that CMFP might be able to get optimally, it still wouldn't be enough to fully catch up to MiiWii with this 30-second difference now. You know, if it was a 10-second difference, it might be a different story. But with coming out of Seaside with currently a 26-second lead, it won't be simply a spiritless luncheon will not be enough for CMFP to catch up. And it'll be hard to see if there are any major mess-ups that will significantly change up anything, or if there are any significant problems that we won't really be able to tell until we get out of this thing. But I do know, at least with the time, ultimately that both the spiritless route saves over the spiritful route is gonna be that it won't be enough on its own for CMFP to catch up. And CMFP at this point, actually, not even going to try for it, is gonna go for this route. That was unexpected, actually, given the stats that we've had here. I thought he was gonna go for it, but you know, just gonna play it safe. He's not having his best run today, so you know what? In retrospect, to see that, but it was definitely potential to take that risk because he is currently, every time that he's gone for it, 100%. But it is only 2 out of 2, not 8 out of 8 that we're talking about both of those times. So he's only gone for it twice. But when he's gone for it, it's gone well. So it's interesting to see that he's not going to try. Because when you got the deficit, you know, you got to pull out the things that you have the advantages on. One of them being the fact that CMFP is able to pull out a skewer list while MiiWii is not. And unfortunately, CMFP gonna have a little bit of trouble with movement towards this ground pound moon. Gotta take the checkpoint flag on purpose to get the health recharge there. As they are moving towards the salt pile aisle checkpoint. And the cycles are looking good. A lot of the cycles looking good for MiiWii. And CMFP gonna be coming into this as well. And both of them having just as fine camera in it for that lava bubble to be in the right spot. But as we have this same route, we're actually going to be able to continuously see this lead diminish and grow, as it currently is going to grow with CMFP having a bit of a bonk on the way up. And currently, I had a bit of a frame skip there, but it is just fine, as we are now gonna be working over to the next part of luncheon with this, which is pretty much the ending of luncheon, as we are working towards the triple jump and the triple moon. And solid movement from MiiWii there. Like, if you had told me this was MiiWii movement a couple weeks ago, like, I don't know if I would have seen it. Like, I would have, like, agreed that MiiWii was able to pull something off like this consistently. But right now, we're seeing it. He's pulling off the triple jumps. He's pulling off what he needs to do. It looks like that luncheon is staying secure. And I mean, looking at his averages, the late game is where he has it. So the luncheon would have been fun. Luncheon area, okay, fine. He has it. He has his snow seaside and luncheon. So once he has this lead, he can keep it. But looking at these averages, where it actually could mess up is in Bowser's Kingdom in the second half, you know, where you get shards going. Well, not shards even, actually, where we got the box moon, and I can't think. But, you know, and MiiWii. Mega Brutal. And I'll actually look down in there. And that would be part of it, yes. So Bowser's Ram. Bowser's Ram and Blind Jump actually having similar consistency for both players. And then, where does his average work out like that? I guess I'm not sure. But for it to be that close for that split out of from bunnies to Mac, it was just interesting to me. Anyway, working in the Ruin Kingdom now, as we've got this lead for MiiWii, which is its own right. We got some more crazy things to talk about, being this Plan B esports tournament that we've been so grateful to have being held here, with this €250 prize pool, and then being added onto by the fans as well. Currently, I believe we're just under 500 of a prize pool, and that makes things great. Always support that if you want to. Thank you in the chat for that. But yeah, we got CMFP MiiWii with us for this match. Myself, Troy Bathens. Yeah. Troy Bathens is gonna be the commentator. Sorry, I was reading that thing from the chat there for a moment. And we also got Dilly restreaming right now. I'm not sure who's maintaining the stats. I'm gonna guess it's Dansta. I'm gonna give that guess and say it's Dansta. Anyway, I might be wrong. Who knows? We'll find out later. Everything is wrong here. I'm sure it is. Anyway, no one fixed the command. Okay, cool. But thank you everybody for organizing, keeping this match going, because this is a fun one to see. You know, at first everyone's like, oh, okay, it's another MiiWii match. It's gonna be another loss, given the past that we've seen. But right now, MiiWii's stepping up and putting up a fight against CMFP. As, by the way, we are currently looking at a 51-second lead, 51.5-second lead out of Luncheon Kingdom. That's a full minute. Well, not a full minute. I added 10 seconds onto there, but it might as well be a full minute. Oh, MiiWii pace? Sure. He's currently 55 seconds behind his PB. We're not looking at 57 seconds now with that last split. So, I doubt this is anything to be looking into. I don't even think it's possible. People can give me math here. I don't think it's possible to get a 12-minute BN. Yeah. Like giving his averages here. If we can get some quick maths on this. Hold on, let me get some quick maths on this. 7. Yeah, no, his goals lead add up to more than 12 minutes, so he can't do it. Yeah, BBTT, and you could get 12-minute BM, but no. Given his golds, they're actually greater than 12 minutes. I just looked into those golds. And given averages, he's greater than 12 minutes as well. Yeah. Not looking good. So that gives you the idea of pace, but I mean, I haven't seen this good of a pace out of MiiWii in a long time. And you know, this is, I gotta think that maybe this is CMFP's devotion to a second speed game while inside a league, catching up to him. I mean, you know, it's always fun to have your second speed game, always fun to do what you can with, oh! CMFP getting the time loss dram, by the way. Just by the by. Okay. Yeah, now we're looking into bunnies for MiiWii. I lost my train of thought. Oh my god, okay. Thankfully, CMFP gonna use the dram to save himself from that bad dive. But is not gonna try again for the... Yeah, not gonna be able to get back in there. There is no Tyrone in this race, but you can always look at the stats if you want to. Stats page have the exits. On there, and MiiWii is going to be out of Topper fight, while CMFP is just starting Harriet. And so yeah, given the estimates of what we were saying with the 12 minutes, 12:24, PM being the best that we've seen so far, maybe, or that was just a very good DM out of Minch, and it was a 12:24. We're looking at a high 1-0, certainly. Good to be seeing one of those out of. Good to see potential 1 hour evens out of MiiWii. 0 XXs. Okay, as we are now entering the Mecha Brutal fight, making the climb up here to see if he's able to maintain what is needed. Okay, able to stay on top of the mech. CMFP still hurting as he's heading up this Pokemon climb. And meanwhile, MiiWii working on, and he is, oh no! He's gonna fall down of his mech. Gonna have to wait for Pokio as he's entering this fourth one. But very well done on that climb back up. That was very quickly done. And so MiiWii, while lost a little bit of time by falling off the mech and not being able to go for target acquired, he is actually going to maintain it very well and be able to get out of Bowser's kick at them, maintaining that lead, of course. Because, you know, as expected at this point from this final part of the race. And yeah, we got peaceful. It may not be peaceful. It may not be close, but we've got an upset nonetheless. Okay? That's what I gotta say here. We've got someone while oh, okay, you know what? Fine, peaceful. Sure. You know what? Sure. It's like 30 seconds, you know, 35 seconds. It's fine. Come on, I want to see MiiWii breaking out of his losing streak. That's what I want. No, Peaceful cannot PB here. MiiWii cannot PB here at all. There's no chance. But he is still on a very good thing here, and breaking out of a losing streak would be very good for him. And I see some smack talk going on in the chat now between Danston and Tylo as they're gonna have their match next week. Yeah, very true, Peaceful. Thank you for giving me some co-commentary in the chat today. Oh, okay, you're in 2 weeks. All right. Yeah, get the Peaceful working through it. He's gonna, you know, he's gonna keep the hype going for CMFP as he is going to get those fast stats, yes. But MiiWii gonna be working through the escape sequence now.
Peaceful, we're past the anything can happen phase of commentary. I don't say those words anymore. You gotta just look at the stats and see what typically will happen. And you, honestly, most players can deal with this being with the wall. Peaceful Spirit is still going strong here. As MiiWii is gonna get through to the second pillar. Gonna take a bit of damage. We got another opening. Yeah, look at all these openings that MiiWii is giving CMFP in these final parts here, and here he is breaking that cube. I don't think these little bits of seconds are gonna be enough, as MiiWii is going to be able to secure it as he is capturing the final node and finishing out here with a mid 101. .29. So yeah, GG's to MiiWii, who is gonna get his first win of the league. I know we got some chants for CMFP in the chat going on here, but honestly, we gotta give a GG to MiiWii for finally being able to break out of that slump and get something that get that win that he finally can put there on that. Like people can say, oh yeah, slump is gone. Yeah, gatekeep people, MiiWii. That is what MiiWii is. He is the gatekeeper. He is spoiling left and right. CMFP looking for that good amount of points that he could have gotten just then. He could have been only 60-something points away from Anto in that 8th place spot. But no, he's got another like 80 points going on here. 90 points going on here to get back up to Anto's level. It is right now an ocean between him and Anto at this point. And that is all thanks to MiiWii. Well, because while MiiWii, I believe he does not have a chance to reach playoffs. That currently is not marked in the stats. But I believe, given just plain math, I don't believe he is possible to get up into the top 8. But he can keep going. Yeah, he can keep going and spoiling it. Yeah, why isn't that marked on the stats page? I was pretty sure, yeah, given the math, they can't do it. Yeah, this is an important part to think into at this point. Is, okay. Yeah, both, thanks to putting it out there, that Hey There and MiiWii both have no way of getting into top 8. But both of them can play spoiler, they can play gatekeeper, as it's called in a lot of different sports. And beat those other two that can still contend for that 8th place spot, that 7th place spot maybe, even, and actually break into that top 8. So yeah, Tylotech and CMFP, they have the chances, but there are definitely some fights that they have to win in order to get even close to where Anto is currently. So that'll be good to see in the coming weeks as we are closing out week 9 here. And with that 80-point lead that Anto has on 8th place, that I really like to look at as we are still here, given that the top 3 are secured. And, you know, everything. And so it's the bottom of the pool that I like to look into. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. I don't believe that we're going to have anyone around, as I don't think that MiiWii is currently available, and I don't think CMFP is either, and probably does not want to talk about the the race that we just saw here. So yes, thank you for letting me commentate. I was, yeah, honestly, I was surprised that I was able to find a race that I was able to commentate. I typically don't go for this late of a match, just cause I can't do it.